Hi everyone, in today's project what I'd like to do is take this old tea light holder and turn it into a bowl. Now I'd like to do that by keeping the squared edges. I quite like these chamfered edges, but I want to take them down and sort of taper them to make the bowl shape. I'll do that by putting it on the lathe and making a recess in the back so I can hold it in the chuck, and then just simply taking these corners down, like I said, to a taper, flip it around and hollow out the front. So I'll jump onto the lathe and I'll get back to you once I've done that. Thank you. So I have it set up on the lathe here, and it's perfectly balanced. I'm not too concerned about it when it's spinning. I've done my tests and all that to make sure that it's quite stable, and it is. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to crack on, get the recess done in the back so that I can hold it in the chuck jaws, and then when I've flipped it I'll bring you guys back on and we'll start to taper down these corners into the bowl shape. That'll be the next step, so I'll see you guys then. So I've got it on the lathe now. Span absolutely beautifully. There was no trouble at all. Managed to get the recess in the back so I can hold it in the chuck. I will come back and like I said, I need to take these corners down to actually form the shape of the bowl. I will do that. But in the meantime, what I think I'll do now is I'll just start to hollow out the start. Remember, this used to be a tea light holder, so obviously the tea light would have went in here. What I'm planning on doing is a couple of pull cuts, just to get me started off, and then maybe when I've gotten it down far enough, I'll move into some push cuts and sort of make the walls of the bowl. So yeah. Let's get on with that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So I've just started hauling it out. It doesn't look pretty, but this is mostly for proof of concept. I didn't want to make a round bowl. I wanted to make a square bowl, and I think I've done that. Maybe in future I'll be able to refine it and hone down my skills a little bit. But the point is, I know that I can do this now, so I can take this and put it on something else. And if we look at what I came from, just the simple tea light holder, I've been able to change it into a bowl, which at the end of the day was the outcome I was looking for. I've not got it perfectly centre, as you can see here. It is a lot thicker than a few of the other walls. Like there is no wall there. I've actually went over. But this is what I'm saying. I can hone this down and get it better. Just before I turned on the camera, I started to take off these corners, like I said I was going to. Once again, this is just a proof of concept. I know that it's not, like I said, it's not square, so some of the corners will probably be knocked off a little bit, but we'll just see how we go. I'm tempted to try and round off more of these chamfers here, but I think I might leave it for just now and focus more on getting these corners done correctly when I taper them down. So I'll bring the camera back on once I've done that, and we'll see how it's going. I don't want to lose that though. I quite like that. You never know, it might turn into a nice feature, but we'll see how it goes. Right, I'll see you in just a moment when I have tapered these corners down. So I've just taken off these corners, and I think it's coming along great. For an experimental piece that I got for free, I knew that I wanted to just experiment and see if this was possible, and I think I've done a good job. These corners came off relatively easy. I say relatively easy. I mean, there was some voids, as you can see, that I was a bit concerned about. I didn't want them to split, but they didn't. So I'm really happy with them. Now, I know that I'm out of square. It's not square completely. As you can see, there's some differences on the corners. And I think I know where I went out of round. I think it was here, but it looks good. I'm happy with it, and as I keep saying, it's just a proof of concept. This was a piece of wood that I got for free. I'm not even sure what type of wood it is. Do you know that? It's only just occurred to me. I have no idea what it is I'm working with, but it doesn't look too bad at all. I think when it's sanded and got a nice finish on it, it'll come up looking a treat. When I started, I knew what my outcome was going to be. It was going to be a square bowl, and I think I've done that. I don't know, it looks pretty square to me. And then I wanted to try, that was one of my outcomes. The other one was to try and knock off these corners and do a bit of ghost turning. For those of you that don't know what ghost turning is, when the lathe is spinning, in fact I'll show you. When the lathe is spinning, you can't actually see what you're turning because of the corners. So you find that there's a lot of chatter when the wood hits the tool. But I was able to deal with that, and this is the end result. So I'll come back to you when I'm getting ready to sand, and then I'll come back again when I put the finish on it, and I think it'll look really nice. So I'll see you guys then. So I said in the last clip that I was going to take a couple more cuts on these corners, and they are a bit rough and a little bit rough and ready, but really in the last clip I should have taken it as a warning to quit while I was ahead. I've started to go over a little bit, but I quite like it. But no, I really should have quit while I was ahead, because shortly after I started to turn down these corners some more, I got a catch. The corner that had these voids in it here, I caught my tool just in here, and as you can see, it just ripped a little piece of the wood away. It's unfortunate, but I think I'm just going to have to leave it. Who knows, with a bit of sanding and some oil, it might look nice. Only time will tell, really. But I think for just now, what I'm going to do is leave these corners and go on to a bit of sanding, sand down the inside, and then hit it with some oil. And I think we'll call it done after that. I'll maybe do some sanding on the bottom as well. I'll see how it sits. But yeah, I'll see you guys when I'm about to apply the finish. So I've just finished sanding the bowl up to 180 grit. I don't think it needs to go any higher than that. I could put it up to 280, but it's a bit rough, and I'm not going to waste sandpaper on something that I don't need to. I mean, look at the grain. The grain's great, isn't it? That especially, I like that. So you've joined me just as I'm about to put the finish on, and I think what I'll do is I'll just leave the camera running, and you can enjoy what I consider to be the best part of turning, and that's finishing the bowl. As far as finishes go, I'm using a abrasive paste known as Yorkshire Grit. So not only will this just take out some of the nicks and little rough parts, it will actually buff the wood to a nice shine as well. So I'll gather up some of that on the rag, turn the lathe on, and see how it looks. Now obviously, I mean, I know there's still some pitting in it, but I mean, with a bit more polish that'll blend right in. But I think that's going to come up an absolute treat. I'll turn the camera off and I'll finish it proper, and you guys can come back and look at the finished product. So I'll see you then. So ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the bowl completely finished. Sanded, waxed, polished. I think it looks good. Still rough, but I mean, I think that's what gives it its little features. I mean, art is in the eye of the beholder, and I don't know, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I'm still trying to decide whether I like it or not, but for a proof of concept, I think I've done not too bad. So I'd just like to take this moment and say thanks for watching. I'll put some pictures of the bowl at the end, and hopefully you can join me again next time when I make something different. Who knows? Could be anything. I've got a variety of woods. We'll see what we've got in the box and maybe make something different. So thanks guys, and I'll see you again next time.